He was a guy who was committed to a process. Following the Cooper Kupp story, who's a receiver for the LA Rams, he was a guy who barely made it out of high school into college, meaning like he didn't have a whole lot of offers. He wasn't the kind of guy that you looked at and go, man, that guy's going to be a stud receiver. Just this pretty looking, white boy from Washington State. He didn't look the part of an NFL receiver. He was a guy who was committed to a process. He was a guy who said, I'm not where I want to be, and that's okay, because I'm going to do the work every day to get to who I want to become. And so a guy like him who goes through, barely touts it in college, gets to the draft. I can't even remember if he was drafted or what round. You sports nuts, you'll hit me up and go, no, he wasn't drafted. Or, yeah, he was drafted in the third round. But the fact is he was not highly touted coming out of high school or college, but he continued to do the work. He continued to do the work. He got into the Rams organization, put his head down, and continued to do the work. He became a fan favorite because of his hard work ethic. And every time he caught the ball, the fans said, Coop, Coop, because that's what he's known to them as, is Coop, Coop, Coop. And so here we are, fast forward 5 seasons later, I believe this is his 5th season or 6th season in the league. And he has the best season of his life. And not only has the best season of his life, he has the best season practically in the NFL, coming up around 40 yards short of breaking Calvin Johnson's all-time receiving yards record in the NFL. And he did the work, though, to get to that place. But he wasn't satisfied. His Super Bowl is where I want to be. And I'm going to do everything I can in the playoffs. I'm going to continue to put my head down, do the work. And I'm going to get into the Super Bowl. They get into the Super Bowl, and he catches 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown, I believe less than a minute left, if I'm not mistaken, in the game. With less than a minute left, he does a little out route and catches a 1-yard touchdown to seal the game, to win the Super Bowl, and was made Super Bowl MVP. There's probably some element of shame sometimes with these people, but where he was so humble about it, where he was like, I can't even believe, like I don't even feel like I deserve to be the MVP. He's like, I probably wouldn't be in the NFL if not for my wife. And all I could talk about was his team and his team and his team and his team. That kind of ownership of himself and who he is, and just taking on the work ethic, is what makes champions who they are. And I'm here to tell you, unselfish action looks like you getting in the grind and working on yourself every day.